guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. My name's Mandy and I'm just going to be answering some questions that I have been asked about buying lockers. Just a couple of questions. This video won't be very long, but I just thought I would answer some questions that people have sent to me. One of the big ones is, do you need money to be able to buy lockers? The short answer is sometimes. It depends on how much you want to spend, obviously. Some lockers go for a lot cheaper than others. And when we were right in the middle of COVID, the lockers were going quite expensive. Like, I remember we spent about $1,500, between $1,200 and $1,500 on a locker. However, that one really worked out really well because I found nearly $5,000, $4,500 in cash. So whoever's locker it was, there was a lot of bank books, the old-fashioned bank books that you used to get. And in between that, there was like really fresh money, like brand new money, had never been used. And there was just piles of money through everything. There would be a book and you'd flick through it and a $5 note would fly out or a $20 note would fly out. Same with some magazines. You'd have to go through everything. I remember going through some of the boxes and there were like scrunched up store receipts, and when you opened it up there might be a $10 note in there. So all up, that locker, there was between $4,000 and $5,000 in cash in that locker, as well as there was a lot of vintage stuff which I will be listing on eBay this week because I still haven't gotten around to finishing that locker. So my partner Mark would put the money up and then I would sell everything, and the first lot of sales I would give back to him. So I would sell, say the locker was $1,500, I would sell it and up to a point where I'd get back $1,500, give it back to Mark, and then the rest was like profit for me. So that was one of our most expensive lockers, but that paid off incredibly. So right in the height of COVID, during lockdown, the lockers went quite expensive. Now they're going relatively cheap. However, there seems to be a lot of junk in the lockers, a lot of rubbish, a lot of old clothes, just a lot of stuff that really needs to go to the tip. So for instance, the locker that I purchased a locker not long ago, and I think I paid about $500 for it, but there wasn't a lot of good stuff in it. There was a lot of like Indian spices and cooking stuff and all that kind of thing. I really didn't make much money back on it. I got a nice set of drawers that is actually in my bedroom, and so that's nice. I use that. I have sold a little bit, but I'm not going to make my money back on that locker. However, when I added up all of the lockers that we have purchased and then I added up all the profit that I've made, I've come out in front anyway. But it depends on how much you want to spend on a locker. Like, what have you got available? What sort of cash have you got available? If you've only got a little bit, then obviously you can't go too high. If you've got a lot of money, go for it. But it just depends on how much you want to spend. So it really does come down to what you want to spend, what you think a locker is worth, what you think you might be able to find in that locker. So it comes down to that. I've been doing this for maybe 2 years now, maybe a bit longer. but it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of good things you find, and like things like cleaning products, toilet paper, shampoos, conditioners, all that stuff. If it hasn't been used, and you'd want to hope that you don't find used toilet paper, because that would just be a disaster. But any cleaning products and stuff you can keep yourself, and that's just something you don't need to buy in your weekly shopping, so that helps out a lot. And so the next question is, do you know who the owners of the locker are? Yes and no. You get a lot of personal you get a lot of personal paperwork, bank statements. You might get, paperwork with their names, address, and all that kind of thing on it. You usually have to give that back to the locker, although that doesn't seem to be so common now. I have found, like, police interviews, the CDs or DVDs, I should say, of police interviews. So you sort of, as you're going through the locker, you come up with a bit of a story about who owned that locker, and it can be really interesting. We've had people who went to jail for credit card fraud, and because all of their stuff was put in storage, they obviously in jail, they can't afford to pay for the locker, so obviously it goes up for auction, and then people like myself buy it, and you just piece together stories of the people's lives by what you find, what you come across in the locker. It's fun and it's interesting. Nothing super bad has come up. You can tell when someone has passed away. There's no real indication of how you can tell. You just come to that sort of conclusion. A lot of marriages have broken up. A lot of marriages have failed, and so they put their stuff in storage, and maybe they can't afford the payments anymore, so it goes up for auction. But you come to the conclusion of the story of the people behind the locker by what you find. So that can be really interesting. And it's also fun to speculate and, all that stuff. I suppose you make up stories as you go, but it's a lot of fun, and it is quite interesting. And you find photos of people and their family and that kind of thing. And I mean, we've had lockers from drug addicts and prostitutes and all sorts of things, but be aware, I do not sell any of their yucky stuff. Everything that I sell is washed, or any dishes, anything that's good, I give it a really hot soapy wash in the sink. All the clothes and all the bed linen, everything gets washed in the washing machine. So, but I mean, you're going to get lockers with all sorts of backgrounds, and that can't be helped. But everything that I sell, don't worry guys, it's all really good stuff. Anything that's crap goes in the bin or to the tip or whatever. So keep that in mind. So guys, with that was my last question. If you have any more questions about the lockers that I buy, comment down below, ask any question you like, and I'll do another video like this answering them all, because I know a lot of people don't even realize you can buy lockers in Australia. But there's a few people on YouTube that do that in different states. But if there's any other questions you've got, just ask, and I'll answer them as honestly as I can. And with that guys, thank you for supporting me. Please like my videos, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, because that lets you know when I'm uploading my next video. I will be uploading twice a week on a Monday and a Thursday, so keep your eyes peeled for those. And thank you for watching. I hope you have a fantastic week. It's going to be warm again, so stay cool. I know in my last video, I said it's a hot day, so stay warm. Don't stay warm, stay cool. Okay? Okay, so with that, guys, I will say goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your week and take care. Bye.